Lieutenant Nova Ross moved silently through the abandoned research facility, her boots barely making a sound on the debris-strewn floor. The colony on Proxima B had gone dark 3 days ago, and her reconnaissance team was the first to investigate. Shadows danced across broken walls as her helmet lights cut through the darkness. Something about this mission felt different. The usual signs of a raid or natural disaster were absent, no blast marks, no signs of struggle. It was as if everyone had simply vanished. Her neural implant pinged, detecting an unusual energy signature ahead. Following protocol, she signaled her team to hold position while she investigated. The signature led her to what appeared to be a laboratory, its equipment still humming with power. That's when she heard it, a soft, melodic sound unlike anything she'd encountered before. It reminded her of crystal glasses singing, but deeper, more primal. Following the sound, she turned a corner and froze. In the center of the room, hovering above a damaged containment field, was a being of pure light. No, not pure light. As her eyes adjusted, Nova could make out a humanoid form within the glow. The being appeared female, with translucent skin that shimmered like mother-of-pearl and hair that moved as if suspended in water. The alien's eyes opened, revealing irises that swirled with galaxies. Their gazes met, and Nova felt a presence brush against her mind, gentle but insistent. "You came," the alien spoke, her voice carrying that same crystalline quality. Just as the prophecy foretold. Nova kept her weapon lowered but ready. "Who are you? What happened to the colonists?" "I am Zara, last guardian of the luminous accord." The alien's form flickered like a candle in wind. "The colonists are safe, hidden away. I protected them when they came." "Protected them from what?" "The Void Hunters. They follow the darkness between stars, consuming all light, all life." Zara's glow dimmed slightly. "They seek what I guard, the knowledge of my people, the power to bridge worlds." Nova's neural implant screamed a warning. Multiple contacts approaching, moving fast. Her team's urgent signals flooded her comm channel. "They're here," Zara whispered, fear evident in her ethereal voice. The facility's walls groaned as something massive pressed against them. Nova made a split-second decision that would change the course of human history. "Can you move?" she asked Zara. The alien nodded slowly. "The containment field is failing. But I am weak." Nova stepped forward, extending her hand. "Then let me help you. My team has a ship waiting. Whatever's coming, we'll face it together." Zara hesitated, then reached out. Her touch was warm, like sunlight on skin. The prophecy spoke true, humanity's heart burns bright with courage. As Nova helped Zara to her feet, the facility's walls began to crack. Darkness seeped through like liquid shadow, and with it came a cold that went beyond physical sensation. "Run," Nova commanded, supporting the weakened alien. They moved as one, racing through corridors as the darkness pursued them. Nova's team fell in around them, providing covering fire against shapes that seemed to absorb light itself. They reached the ship just as the facility began to collapse. As they broke atmosphere, Nova watched the colony disappear under a wave of living shadow. But they had escaped, and with them, a chance to fight back against the darkness that threatened all life. Looking at Zara, who now rested in the ship's medical bay, Nova knew their journey was just beginning. The alien's words echoed in her mind, "Humanity's heart burns bright." She hoped that light would be enough for what lay ahead. The medical bay hummed with unfamiliar energy as Zara's light pulsed in rhythm with the ship's systems. Nova watched through the observation window, her thoughts troubled by what they'd witnessed on Proxima B. Commander Theron Way approached, his weathered face reflecting the alien's glow. "Our guest is stabilizing," he said, checking the monitoring systems. "But these readings. I've never seen anything like them." "She called them Void Hunters," Nova replied, her hand unconsciously touching the neural implant at her temple. "Whatever they are, they're not just another alien species. They're something else entirely." Zara stirred, her luminescent form brightening. The medical equipment responded, screens flickering with streams of data. She beckoned them inside. The darkness grows stronger, Zara said, her voice carrying that haunting crystalline quality. I must show you something. She reached into the light that comprised her form and withdrew a crystal, roughly the size of a human palm. Within its facets, galaxies seemed to dance. The heart of light, she explained. My people created it to store our knowledge, our essence. The Void Hunters desire it, for it holds the power to bridge dimensions. In the wrong hands, it could tear reality apart. Commander Wei leaned forward, fascinated. Is this what they were after on Proxima B? They sensed its presence, yes. But the crystal chose to hide, protecting your people by shifting them temporarily out of phase with this reality. They will return once the danger passes. Nova's implant tingled, picking up unusual readings from the crystal. You said there was a prophecy about humanity. What exactly did it say? Before Zara could answer, the ship's alarms blared. Lieutenant Raven's voice crackled over the comm, multiple contacts emerging from dark space. Energy signatures matched those from Proxima B. The crystal in Zara's hands pulsed urgently. They've tracked us. The crystal's resonance. I cannot hide it much longer. Nova turned to Wei. Commander, we need options. There's a research station in the Arcturus system, he replied. Former military installation, now privately owned. Heavy shielding, advanced defense systems. It will have to suffice, Zara said, struggling to rise. But we must hurry. The crystal's power grows unstable without proper containment. As if to emphasize her point, the crystal flared, sending waves of energy through the ship. Equipment sparked, and Nova's implant burned hot against her skull. Through the pain, she saw images, ancient cities of light, beings of pure energy, and a darkness that devoured stars. I'm sorry, Zara whispered. The crystal, it seeks connection. Your neural technology makes you particularly receptive. Nova steadied herself against a wall. What did I just see? Memories. Warnings. The crystal contains the collective knowledge of my people's final days. We thought we could reason with the darkness, understand it. We were wrong. The ship shuddered as the first attacks hit their shields. Commander Wei rushed to the bridge, leaving Nova with Zara. The alien's light had dimmed considerably, her form becoming almost translucent. You're dying, Nova realized. Zara's smile was like starlight through clouds. My physical form was always temporary. What matters is the crystal's survival, and with it, the means to fight the darkness. Nova made another decision then, one that would prove as momentous as her choice on Proxima B, show me how to help. Whatever it takes. The crystal pulsed between them, its light intertwining with Zara's fading glow. As Nova reached for it, she felt the weight of countless civilizations' hopes resting in her hands. The battle for humanity's survival had only just begun, and the price of failure was higher than she could imagine. The Arcturus research station loomed before them, its massive solar arrays gleaming in the star's pale light. Nova felt the crystal pulse against her chest where she'd secured it, its energy somehow both comforting and unsettling. Zara's form had become so transparent she was barely visible, existing now more as a whisper of light than a physical presence. The station's defense systems scanned their approaching vessel, and a familiar voice crackled over the comm, unidentified vessel, this is Director Raina Blackwood. State your purpose. Commander Wei stepped forward. Director, this is Commander Theron Wei. Security Code Alpha 79. We need immediate docking clearance and full containment protocols. A pause, then, clearance granted. Welcome to Helio Station, Commander. Though I suspect this isn't a social call. The docking procedure was swift and precise. As they disembarked, Nova noticed the station's unusual design, curved corridors lined with what appeared to be crystalline matrices, pulsing with their own inner light. Director Blackwood met them in the containment chamber, her dark eyes sharp with intelligence. She was younger than Nova expected, but carried herself with unmistakable authority. "Your message mentioned an artifact of extreme importance." Before anyone could respond, the crystal flared, resonating with the station's crystalline structures. The walls hummed in harmony, creating a symphony of light and sound that left everyone breathless. "Remarkable," Blackwood whispered. "The crystals are responding to it. They've never reacted to anything like this before." Zara's voice drifted through the chamber, now more thought than sound. "Your station, it was built using fragments of my people's technology. Salvaged, perhaps, but still carrying echoes of our essence." Blackwood's expression shifted from wonder to understanding. The deep space expedition that found these crystals, they always felt alive somehow. "We've been studying them for years, trying to unlock their potential. And now they will help us survive," Zara said. "The crystal I carry must be stabilized, integrated with your network. It's the only way to protect its knowledge, and prepare for what's coming." Nova felt a chill. "The Void Hunters will find us eventually. We need to be ready." "Then let me show you what Helio Station can do," Blackwood said, leading them deeper into the facility. They passed laboratories where scientists worked with smaller crystal fragments, and testing chambers where energy patterns danced in controlled environments. "We've managed to harness the crystal's energy for various applications," Blackwood explained. "Defense systems, communication, even limited matter manipulation. But we've always sensed we were only scratching the surface." The crystal at Nova's chest grew warmer as they reached the station's core, a massive chamber dominated by a crystalline spire that stretched from floor to ceiling. Energy coursed through it in visible waves, connecting to smaller crystals throughout the station. "The heart of our research," Blackwood said proudly. "And perhaps now, our best chance at survival." Zara's presence strengthened near the spire. "Yes, this will work. But the integration process will be dangerous. The crystal's power, combined with your technology, could either save us all or tear this station apart." Nova stepped forward. "What do you need me to do?" "Your neural implant creates a unique bridge between human consciousness and the crystal's essence. You must guide the integration, become the conduit between worlds." Commander Wei protested, "The risks are necessary," Nova interrupted. "We're out of options and running out of time." As if to emphasize her point, the station's alarms began to wail. Lieutenant Raven's voice echoed through the chamber, multiple void signatures detected at the system's edge. "They're coming." Nova looked at the crystal in her hands, then at the ghostly outline of Zara, and finally at Director Blackwood. "Let's begin." The integration would change everything: humanity's understanding of the universe, their place in it, and the true nature of the darkness that threatened all existence. As Nova stepped toward the crystal spire, she carried with her the hopes of 2 civilizations and the weight of countless stars. The real question was, would it be enough? Nova stood before the crystal spire, her neural implant burning as the integration began. The heart of light pulsed in her hands, its energy intertwining with the station's crystalline network. Director Blackwood monitored the process from a shielded control room, her fingers dancing across holographic displays. "Power levels rising," Blackwood announced. "Neural interface stable, but showing increased strain." The pain was intense, but Nova held firm. Through her neural link, she saw fragments of ancient memories, civilizations rising and falling, the birth and death of stars, and the ever-present darkness waiting between worlds. Zara's presence wrapped around her like a protective veil, guiding her through the storm of information. "The Void Hunters have entered the system," Commander Wei's voice cut through her consciousness. 5 minutes until they reached the station. Nova felt the crystal's power surge through her, connecting with every shard in the station. The walls hummed with energy, creating a shield of pure light that expanded outward. But something was wrong. The darkness wasn't just approaching, it was already here. Director, Lieutenant Raven called out, "We have a breach in Laboratory 7. Security feeds show something impossible." Through the crystal's connection, Nova saw it, shadows taking human form, wearing the faces of trusted crew members. The Void Hunters had infiltrated the station long before they arrived. "They've been waiting," Zara's voice echoed in Nova's mind. "Using your own people as vessels, learning your weaknesses." The revelation hit like a physical blow. How many of the station's crew were compromised? How long had the enemy been watching, waiting? Director Blackwood's voice turned sharp. "Security protocols activated. All personnel, report to designated safe zones for verification." But it was too late. The shadows struck simultaneously across multiple sectors, causing chaos and confusion. Through her enhanced awareness, Nova watched horror unfold, crew members turning on each other, darkness spreading like a virus through the station's corridors. "We need to complete the integration," Zara urged. "It's the only way to save those we can." The crystal's power reached a crescendo, threatening to overwhelm Nova's consciousness. She saw the truth then, the price of victory would be devastating. The station's crystal network could be used to purge the darkness, but the energy required would destroy everything touched by shadow, including the infected crew members. "There has to be another way," Nova gasped through the pain. Commander Wei's voice came through, heavy with emotion. "The outer sectors are lost. They're approaching the core. Whatever you're going to do, it needs to be now." Director Blackwood's hands hovered over the final sequence. "Lieutenant Ross, I need your authorization. The station's failsafes." Nova felt tears on her cheeks as she made her choice. "Do it." The crystal spire erupted with blinding light, channeling power through every connected shard in the station. Nova screamed as the energy coursed through her neural implant, burning away the darkness wherever it touched. She felt every death, every soul consumed by light or shadow. Through it all, Zara's presence remained, sharing her burden. Their sacrifices will not be forgotten. Their light will join the eternal chorus. When the energy wave finally subsided, Nova collapsed to her knees. The station's corridors were eerily silent, half its sectors sealed off and lifeless. They had won, but the cost was written in empty quarters and vacant posts. Commander Wei helped her stand, his own eyes reflecting the weight of command. "The Void Hunter's main force is retreating. Whatever you did, it worked." "For now," Nova whispered, feeling the crystal's warmth against her skin. But this was just the beginning. Director Blackwood approached, her face lined with exhaustion and grief. "We've lost over 40% of the crew. But we've gained something too: knowledge, power, and a fighting chance." Nova looked at where Zara's form shimmered, stronger now after the integration. "What happens next?" "We prepare," Zara said simply. "The darkness will return, stronger and more cunning. But now humanity has the tools to fight back, if you're willing to bear the burden." The crystal pulsed gently, a reminder of both hope and sacrifice. Nova straightened her shoulders, ready to face whatever came next. The war for light had only just begun. 3 months after the battle at Helio Station, Nova stood at the command center of humanity's last defense. The station, now transformed by the crystal network, had become a beacon for survivors and a symbol of resistance. The neural interface had changed her too, silver traces of crystal energy now flowed beneath her skin, marking her as something between human and starlight. Director Blackwood worked tirelessly beside her, coordinating with other outposts that had adopted their crystal technology. "The warning system is working. We've evacuated 3 colonies ahead of Void Hunter attacks. But they're learning," Commander Wei added, studying tactical displays. "Each attack is more coordinated, more precise. They're adapting to our defenses." Nova felt Zara's presence, now permanently linked to the crystal network. The alien's form had stabilized, existing as a luminous pattern within the crystalline structures. They're gathering for something larger. The darkness grows hungry. The station's sensors suddenly flared to life. Lieutenant Raven's hands flew across control panels. Multiple void signatures detected. This is bigger than anything we've seen before. Through her enhanced perception, Nova saw them, hundreds of shadow ships emerging from dark space, led by something massive and ancient. The Void Hunters had brought their world ship, a construct of living darkness that devoured light itself. They're not just attacking us, Nova realized, the crystal's knowledge flowing through her. They're trying to create a permanent darkness, a void that will spread across the galaxy. Director Blackwood's voice was steady despite the fear in her eyes. How long do we have? Minutes, Commander Wei answered. They're approaching from all vectors. Nova reached out through the crystal network, feeling the combined power of every shard, every fragment of ancient light. Zara, the integration protocol we discussed. It will work, Zara confirmed. But the price dash. I know the price, Nova interrupted. She turned to her companions, her friends. The crystal network can be overloaded, creating a cascade of light energy that will destroy their world ship. But the station. Understanding dawned in their eyes. Commander Wei stepped forward first. We all knew this day might come. The crew will stand with you. Director Blackwood nodded, already initiating emergency protocols. I'll coordinate the evacuation of non-essential personnel. How many do you need to complete the sequence? Just me, Nova said softly. The neural interface means I'm the only one who can channel that much power. Everyone else needs to go. Protests erupted, but Nova stood firm. Through the crystal's power, she showed them what she saw, the darkness spreading across stars, consuming worlds, ending all light and life. This was their only chance to stop it. As the evacuation began, Nova walked to the crystal spire at the station's heart. The network hummed around her, ready for its final purpose. Commander Wei was the last to leave, his hand lingering on her shoulder. It has been an honor, Lieutenant Ross. Nova smiled. The honor was mine, Commander. Now go, ensure humanity's light continues to shine. Alone in the chamber, Nova felt Zara's presence strengthen. Are you ready? The alien asked. Together, Nova replied, placing her hands on the crystal spire. The power built slowly at first, then with increasing intensity. The station's crystals blazed with inner fire as Nova channeled every spark of energy into a single purpose. The Void Hunter's world ship approached, its darkness reaching out to consume them. But this time, the light fought back. Nova became a conduit for something greater than herself, the combined legacy of two civilizations, the hopes of countless beings who had faced the darkness and refused to yield. The crystal network erupted, sending a wave of pure energy outward that illuminated the entire system. The world ship tried to resist, but the light found every crack, every weakness. Nova felt herself dissolving, becoming one with the energy she commanded. Through the pain, she smiled, knowing that her sacrifice would ensure others could live to see another dawn. The explosion was visible across hundreds of light years, a new star born from sacrifice and hope. When the light faded, the Void Hunters were gone, their darkness scattered to the solar winds. Helio Station was no more, but its legacy lived on in the crystal technology that now protected human worlds. In the years that followed, people would speak of the Lightbringer who gave herself to save humanity. Few knew her real name, but her story became legend, passed down through generations. And in quiet moments, on worlds where crystal technology glowed, some said they could still feel her presence, Nova Ross, forever part of the eternal chorus of light. The darkness would never truly be gone, but neither would the light that burned in human hearts. And somewhere in the space between stars, a consciousness that was once Nova and Zara watched over it all, ready to guide the next bearers of the flame. In the end, the prophecy had been fulfilled, but not as anyone expected. Humanity had indeed proven worthy of the light, not through conquest or power, but through sacrifice and the courage to face the darkness, no matter the cost. The stars burned a little brighter that day, and the light of hope continued to shine.